She saved us. She saved us.
We all did it.
Yes, you guys did.
Divinity Crittenden reunited with Riley OB Dr. Nikki Scott 3 months after she nearly died during labor. It was the medical team's quick action that allowed Divinity to survive.
It's truly a blessing because without this hospital, I would not be walking in here. They are the best, in my opinion.
Again, it was a full circle moment. This was the hardest day of my career, and I will never forget April 7th. And I'll never forget Divinity's face and her family. And so to see them doing so well, to see them thriving, that's why we do what we do. That's why we, wake up every morning and, work the long hours and prepare, is for moments like these. And I would just say, I think the team was incredible.
I just feel like God put me here because, he knew that there would be a team of doctors that could handle whatever was going to be thrown.
So it all happened incredibly fast. It was shortly after midnight in which we were called to the room for Divinity not being responsive, and essentially we called a code blue at that time. So a code blue in most medical worlds means the patient is not well, that they have either no pulse or very abnormal vital signs. So Divinity lost a pulse at least 3 times, in which we were doing chest compressions and essentially CPR to save her life. So when a woman or a mother loses a pulse, the baby loses oxygen at the same time. And so adults have a little bit more reserve, babies do not. And so we really have on the order of minutes. And so if a mom does not regain a pulse within 4 to 5 minutes, that's our cue to do an emergency C-section. And in that moment, minutes matter, seconds matter, and so we don't have time to go to the operating room. And so in that moment, we did a C-section in the labor and delivery room.
The working diagnosis is that Divinity experienced an amniotic fluid embolism, which causes an allergic-like response from the mother when the baby's amniotic fluid enters the mom's bloodstream during labor.
The first step is what we call a cardiovascular collapse, in which the heart stops beating, the lungs stop working, everything shuts down. People bleed out of every potential place, and if you imagine we just did a C-section, which is a major surgery, that is very scary. The heart doesn't like to work immediately, and so the other kind of critical step which saved her life was ECMO. And so ECMO is essentially artificial heart and lungs, which helped buy us time to stabilize Divinity. And again, ECMO is not available at every hospital, and we're just so very lucky to have it here at Riley.
Divinity spent 21 days in the hospital.
They're like family now. Like Dr. Scott is like family now. They made me feel like they loved what they do. They were doing everything that they were supposed to do. They made me feel safe.
I firmly believe that at any other hospital, we wouldn't have had the same outcome. We have access to a blood bank, which saved Divinity's life. We have access to all of the specialists, including an ICU physician and multiple anesthesiologists, our NICU team readily available, and I do not think we would have had the happy ending at any other place.